Hi Saggies, welcome to my channel. This is going to be you and your love interest for the week of July 21st through the 28th of this year. Please like, share, subscribe, all of that awesome stuff. If you are interested in a personal reading from me, you can see in the description where my email address is. It is elisemarietaro88@gmail.com. And Elise is spelled special because I'm pretty sure my mom was drunk when she came up with it. So it's E-L-I-I-S-E. If this doesn't resonate with you, please keep in mind that this is a general reading. There's no way that I can grasp everybody's energies. And so if this doesn't resonate, check your moon sign and your rising sign, and then also your Venus sign and the other person's Mars sign. The other person's Mars sign will kind of tell you what they are attracted to, what draws them in about a partner, and so that's some, extra information for you in that case. This is the third time I've tried to do this video. I have like a summer cold. In the middle of summer I've got a cold, so it's ridiculous and retarded, but I keep having coughing fits, so I'm sorry, but I really wanted to bring this reading to you because these cards, you have 4 major arcanas right just off the bat, so I just wanted to be able to give you this information. The first card that I have for you, Saggies, is the Justice card, and you can see these beams of light that she's got here coming off of there to where this sunshine is down on the floor, and she is blindfolded. I don't know if you can see if she's blindfolded, but she is. Just take my word for it. She's blindfolded. What this is telling me, normally I would, I'd say that there is some kind of justice that's taking place or something like that. But really, I get the feeling from this that it is about getting real and getting real with yourself and getting real with the other party. I feel like for some of you, there's been a lot of half-truths and a lot of non-committal answers or non-committing kind of, glazing over a situation when somebody's trying to push you for answers. And so I feel like you give kind of, just enough to shut them up, basically. You're going to hand them just enough to shut them up, but you're not really answering the questions. And some of you will flat out just, skip over the question if it's through like text or whatever. But I feel like that this Justice card is saying that you really need to get real with yourself or with this other person, and this could be vice versa. It could be that they need to get real with you, but this is your energy here, so it's you. That you really need to get real with yourself about what your end game is and what you want out of this. Like, where are you going? And I feel like if somebody pins you to the wall on it and asks you, what do you want out of this? I feel like you need to get real. You can't give them just a flippant, non-committal answer of, I just want to see where things go or whatever. Like, you have to get real with them, because the next card that I pulled for you is this this Judgment card. And the Judgment card is telling me that if you try to be flippant with this person, if you try to be non-committal, if you try to not, glaze over it and not give them what they're asking, not give them the answers that they're asking, this Judgment is going to come in, and either they are going to have a paradigm shift where they flip the script on you, or you're going to end up in a situation where things that you've been trying to omit or leave out come to light for that person. And either way, it's not going to be pretty. But on the flip side of that, this Justice card is telling me that if you are able to get real or be real and get a little uncomfortable about it, because we all know it's uncomfortable to be, a little bit vulnerable and to say what you actually mean and mean what you say sometimes. This Justice card is saying that Judgment would be a positive one. Then it would move you into the next level or start to move you toward your actual, your end game, what you actually want, what you really want. So those 2 cards popped out right off the bat to me. It's kind of a matter of, the Justice, I don't know if, with the blindfold in her way, but she can see through you. So it really doesn't matter what you're superficially saying or what the mask is that you're wearing. Like, she can see through you, and this Judgment is going to bring what she sees to the forefront. You won't be able to dodge it. It will be, somebody's going to nail you to the wall on it. That's how I honestly feel. The next card that I've got for you is the 9 of Pentacles. So you could be dealing, with this Justice card, you definitely could be dealing with an air sign. Excuse me. And this Nine of Pentacles, you could be dealing with a earth sign here. But really what I'm feeling from this Nine of Pentacles is more along the lines of once you're able to get real with yourself or get to a point where you know what you want, and it's really a clear picture to you that you know what you want, this Nine of Pentacles is saying that you are going to be in a position, either financially, some of you it might be a financial issue, you might not be, it could be that you do really care about somebody, but you feel like you are stagnant right now because you can't, financially it's just not there. Or it could be that this Nine of Pentacles, you have to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. Maybe you just came out of a really bad relationship, or maybe there was a situation that really took its toll on you. And so getting into something else with somebody would be really tough for you right now. But this Nine of Pentacles is saying that if you can get yourself to a place where you're good and you feel solid and you're standing on your own 2 feet, excuse me, then you're going to be good to go. So I feel like this is the process that you're going through right now. This Justice is a matter of getting real with yourself. The Judgment is going to be whatever karma that you're putting out with this Justice card. So either if you're being real, then it's going to bring truth. It's going to bring real things to you. If you're being fake, then it's going to bring more fake, more drama, more crap that you don't want to you. And with the Nine of Pentacles, I really feel like this is a straight line to you being able to stand on your own 2 feet and say, I have something to offer. I know that I have something to offer. And it's not just going to be a mask that you wear. It's not just going to be your pride or your ego talking. You are legit going to have something to offer. And you're going to be able to bring it to the table or choose not to bring it to the table. But that's what this Nine of Pentacles is here for, to say that it really is up to you. Like, you will be able to build a foundation for a long-term relationship should you choose to do so. Or you could just be happy being single. And that could be what the decision is too for you. It could be something along those lines. Then the other person's energy that I pulled up, first card that we've got is the Hermit. So you could be dealing with a Virgo or another earth sign with these pentacles here. And so we've got air, and earth right now so far in the cards. I mean, there is water here too, but this Hermit, though, for this other person, this is kind of telling me that they've already gone through this process. They've already gone through this justice and judgment process, and they're good. They know what they want. They know where they're going, and they know what it is what they want looks like. They know how it looks. And they've taken this time to get to know themselves on a level that puts them in a position where they're okay. They're not only are they okay, but they can kind of rise above the bullshit. I feel like this Hermit, I don't know if you can see the picture too well, but he's looking down off of this cliff. He's looking down toward something. I feel like it's because he's above it. He can see it, he can observe it, but he's above it. The next card that I have for the other person is the Seven of Pentacles. So again, I feel like this is somebody who is in a prime position to pick what they've planted, to harvest what they've been putting out. I feel like with this Hermit here and this Seven of Pentacles, it could be somebody who is who has been very giving or is very giving, or somebody who takes into account the greater good. And now they're waiting for that to deliver. They're waiting for that to come to fruition. It's kind of like reciprocity. That they know that if they do good for other people, then they will get good in return. So I feel like that's what they're kind of waiting for, to see what happens, see what's going to come to them, because they have been putting out a lot of work and effort to get to know themselves and get to know their truth. And so this Seven of Pentacles is kind of saying, okay, so I did all this introspection, I did this work, I did this, getting to know myself and get to know my truth. And now what? Now what's going to come? Something good's got to come. So what's going to come? And I really feel like that's where this person is. And the next card that I have for them is the Seven of Cups. So that's kind of telling me that their mind is in the zone of all of the options that they have out there. I put out a lot of good, and I've been waiting for this good to come to fruition. So now they have options that they feel like are at their fingertips. This doesn't necessarily mean that they don't place a high importance on you. But it does mean that you're not their end-all, be-all universe right now. They are, and if you are the end-all, be-all universe for them right now, they are trying to move out of that energy. They are trying to move out of that with this hermit, you know. They're trying to get to know themselves and what can make them happy. And there's cups just all over, so you can see an earth one, you see water, you can see the fire up there, there's air. It just is showing that they are aware now that you're not the only person that they can be with. It doesn't mean that they don't want to be with you. But I feel like whoever this other person is, they've really gathered some strength, and they're not going to accept less than what they feel like they deserve. And neither are you. But I feel like for Sagittarius here, this energy is it's just a little bit behind these steps that they've taken. So it could be that you're dealing with somebody who's a little bit more mature. Maybe they're a little more emotionally mature. Maybe it's somebody who has had more long-term relationships than you. And so I feel like you're just a little bit behind them, but that's not a negative thing. We all go at different paces. So, and I know that for Saggy, I love Saggies. You know I love them. You know I love you. But I do feel like there is an element of cut and run. When it starts to get real, you might cut and run or you might back off. And so I feel like this person brings these fears to the forefront for you because they're serious. Excuse me. Okay. And so, excuse me. The final card for the two of you is the Death card. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. It could be water. But this Death card for me is telling me that this dynamic, the imbalance between the two of you, it needs to end. Excuse me. So somebody needs to step up to the plate. And really, it's saying that you do. It's telling you that you need to step up to the plate. Especially with this Seven of Cups here. Somebody is going to lose out on this opportunity to be with somebody that they really want to be with, unless you're able to work past these fears and this issue of half-truths or issue of non-committal answers. Or maybe it's even non-committal thoughts, Saggies. It could just be that you're unsure. You might really like this person, but you could be totally unsure on how you feel about them. And that's kind of where this Nine of Pentacles comes in, is like, maybe you're undecided. Maybe you're unsure how you feel about them. But I feel like if you don't take the time and don't communicate clearly to them where you're at, like for real where you're at, not just the pretty picture of where you're at, not just the, hey, I'll see you around type of thing, or I'll hit you up next week or whatever. If you could tell them for real where you're at, like, yeah, I might be a little bit unsure about this, or I'm not positive what I want, or I want to get these things into place first, I feel like you're going to lose them. Like, for real. And I don't think that you want that. I feel like this Death card, though, is here because it's saying that this imbalance needs to end. This, whatever the dynamic is between the two of you, it needs to end because there needs to be more of a balance. And so it could be, and doesn't necessarily mean that the relationship needs to end. It doesn't necessarily mean that it needs to stop. But I think there really needs to be some concise and clear communication about what each person sees, you know, where each person is in terms of how they want to be. And if that is cohesive, or whether or not that can come together for you, because otherwise it's saying that this situation needs to end. Whatever this imbalanced dynamic is, it needs to end. And if y'all don't make those changes yourselves, then the judgment's going to come in and it's going to do it for you. And then you'll be out here waiting for something that's just not going to happen. Like, I feel like this is saying that you won't be able to really let go of it that way, or they might not be able to really let go of it like that, but this will be it'll be a forced death of the situation, and you don't want that to happen. So I think that this is basically telling me y'all need to have a heart-to-heart and come to an agreement about where things are. That can be your starting point, and what are you working toward. I don't think it's necessarily that, I don't think it's necessarily that the relationship needs to end. This could be a really positive relationship, especially with the Justice and the Judgment here, that you really could be having. This could be a positive relationship. But it definitely needs to start off like it needs to have a death to whatever the situation is right now so that there can be a new beginning. And I'm just going to get some clarification real quick on this death card. Please clarify the death card for Saggies for July 21st to the 28th, 2017. Saggies and the love interest. Please clarify this death card. What is this death card about for Saggies and their love interest for July 21st through the 28th, 2017? Okay. 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands clarifying the death card. So I feel like that, yeah, that's what it is that the dynamic between the two of you is becoming too much of a burden. Excuse me. It could be that this person is getting incredibly frustrated with you because they feel like you're not being straight with them or not being real with them or not giving them complete answers for something. And that could be really stressful for them because their frustration is building. And I feel like at the same time, that's creating drama that you don't want to deal with. Like you just shut down at that point because you don't want to even hear the drama. Like, why can't they just be happy? Why can't they just chill? So I feel like for them, there's a lot of emotion going on that they're trying to balance out, that they're trying to stay on top of and rise above that. But this 10 of Wands here is telling me that this dynamic has gotten to a point where it's so out of balance that it is a burden for both of you, which isn't good for either party. But like I said, it could be really great. It could be really great as long as that dynamic can be balanced out. So I feel like, and Sagittarius, since, I love you to death, I feel like, y'all know you'll have the guts to do it. You know you do. You know you have the guts. You know you have the smarts. You know you have everything in your tool bag that you need to be able to fix this situation if you want to. I just think it's a matter of, like I said, with this Justice card, I feel like you need to really get real. You need to get real with yourself. You need to get real with them. And they're not perfect. That's for damn sure. So that's what I'm picking up for y'all for this next week. I really hope that does resonate for some of you. And like I said, if this hits home, please give me a comment. Let me know because I love to hear it. And thank you for watching.